Hello, Fallon Balco with the Bowson Realty Group, and we're brokered by Keller Williams. So I just want to go over the home buying process. It really is simple and step by step, as long as you're just taking one step at a time and not trying to look at the entire picture. Knowing where you're going to start and where you're going to end up is absolutely fine, but thinking of all the hypotheticals and what ifs is just a lot to kind of put into perspective, along with you still living your current life. So with that being said, let's go over the 9 steps. And I do have them in the caption, but I'm going to be reading them off to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So the first thing is to get pre-approved. If you're not really sure that you're going to be able to qualify with a lender yet, I would always say know who you are before the lender tells you who you are, which means that there are ways for you to be able to be looking at your credit, getting a credit analysis, for you to be looking at your debt, knowing what they're going to be counting against your DTI, which is your debt to income. That's going to be a ratio or a percentage. And then knowing what you have available to be able to use and what it's going to look like on your terms and what offer you may need to make. So to simplify, step number 1 is just knowing who you are, getting your credit analysis, knowing what's on your credit profile and your score. Know what you have available, of course, in the bank, and then moving forward and getting with the lender at that point, but definitely knowing who you are. And there's ways for you to be able to pull your mortgage FICO scores as well, which is 2, 4, and 5 right now. Some are using 10T and some are even using Vantage scores, which means that they're using scores that are closer on the side of credit cards, and they're not as strict as mortgage scores. So there's a lot of different resources, lenders, ways out there for you to be able to buy a home. It's not just one size fits all. You have to fit in this box, nothing else. You can go outside of that box. There's plenty of ways to be able to get into a home. So that would be your first thing, is to know who you are. And I would say give us the chance to provide you with a credit analysis. You will be surprised of all the things you will know that is on your credit, especially if you're one that does not keep up with your credit every single month. That would be my number 1 tip from this live as well. Make sure that you're keeping up with your finances every single month, that you know what's coming in, what's coming out, and then also knowing where your credit is. If you don't know what your score is or what's on your credit report, you definitely need to know. Side note, 3 out of 4 people have an inaccuracy or an error on their report. So you could be one of those people. So you definitely want to make sure what is reporting correctly, whether it's yours or not. Okay, but that's more of a credit subject. Step number 2 is finding a realtor. So we hope that you will partner with us. We are ARG, a Bowson Realty Group, and we can help get you started. Back to step number 1, if you want to take an easier route and you don't want to do your credit analysis, then you, of course, could get with a lender and they can tell you where you are. A lot of lenders don't do a lot with credit. They're just running simulations and in their system. So they're just giving you the information that the system is giving them. So you definitely need to get with someone who knows about credit and that can help you with that as well. Step number 2, finding someone that you trust. Our thing is that you would always trust and choose us. So we want that to be a choice of your own for us to be able to have a great partnership together. Step number 3 is that you're meeting with the realtor or the group of choice and discussing all of your needs and your desires in a home or a property. We need to know where you are. And we have sometimes done 2 and 3 and then came back to 1 and made that 3. So 1 through 3 is interchangeable. They don't have to be exactly in this order. Number 4 is where the fun part starts. It's the home shopping, because we have everything in order. We know what you can qualify for. We know what you have. We know what you need. We know what you need as far as your needs and your desires in a property, and what assistance you may need to ask for, or what kind of offer you're trying to create and or property. So we have all that taken care of 1 through 3. Number 4, begin home shopping is going to be the most important part, because, right, it's always fun to shop. It's not always fun to talk about what you have to shop with or if you have the money for shopping, but it is fun to shop. So that's going to be our fun part. Making an offer and getting it accepted. So making sure that we have everything updated and we're presenting a strong offer. And the offer is going to be something that is going to be showing the seller that you're serious and also asking exactly for what you need, with being realistic on our side and hoping that they're being realistic on their side as the seller as well, knowing what it looks like from the lender at this point. So we're just going to say, if we offer this, what would this look like as far as terms? And I love options and I love communication. So I want you to see option A, B, C, and D, and all the way to C if we need to, so you can see which one looks best for you, or do we need to pull some from different options and create another option as well? And would that make sense? So definitely options is key. Number 6 is going to be going under contract after you have an accepted offer. So this is where we're going to be talking about the title company and what you need to be delivering to them, and making sure that we have everything scheduled in our window. And our window that we're talking about here is going to be our option period window, which means you have the 100% unrestricted right to be able to get everything in place in inspections and anything that you need to know if this is something that you want to move forward with. Number 7, we have for appraisal. So this is going to be at the back end. The lender is going to be ordering the appraisal for you. They're going to tell you what the value of the home is and to see if that's going to meet or exceed or under exceed your offer. So is it going to be something that you can move forward with? Is it something we need to come back and try to renegotiate if it is going to be under what you offer, or if it's something that you want to look at, that you want to cover the difference because you really want this property in this home? Again, we're looking at all options here. In a perfect world, in a perfect scenario, it would be under what you're actually, offering. So it would be over what you're actually offering, so you could have instant equity at that point, which means if it's $5,000 over what you're offering, then on closing day, you already have $5,000 in the property if you were to sell it right then at that value point. Okay. Final walkthrough is going to be the day before closing, or whatever kind of works best with your schedule, but typically it's a day or two before closing, or sometimes on the day of, depending on schedule and availability, that we're going to go through and we're going to make sure that nothing has changed in the home. We will be looking at repairs and stuff at this point in a sense. However, all of that should have been provided already through invoices, paid receipts, pictures, videos, anything to be able to prove that that's been done as well. We just want to make sure that nothing has changed in the home. So there's no sudden leaking of the roof or anything that we couldn't see when you made the offer and through inspections and up until this point. So acceptable condition to move forward. Then closing day is going to be the day that you are there for. So it's going to be, along with number 4, it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be time to close at the title company. We're going to go together. You're going to get signed. We can meet at the property and do pictures. We could do that if we're doing a walkthrough, or we can take pictures whenever we're there, anytime between the 1 to 2 days before closing. That would be a great time to do family pictures, or just kind of look at what you want to maybe do in the home. That time is for you just to kind of let it all sink in and understand that this is your new property, that you are a new homeowner if this is your first time to buy a home, or this is your new home, whatever number this may be for you if you were a previous homeowner. So either way, this home buying process works the same for everyone. And we may need to add in a little bit if you're selling a home on top of it. However, you're still going to be going through the same steps on this side, which is the buying side. So this is just a simple way for you to understand that it really is step by step. 1 through 3, again, can be interchangeable. So whatever route you want to go, if you just want to go to a lender and let them tell you, that's fine. If you want to look at your credit, that is always a great option, because your credit can always be improved. If you're below a 740, you can always improve your credit. And when I'm saying 740, I'm saying typically on a FICO side of 8 and 9, just the one that you're actually able to see through credit monitoring or Credit Karma, any of those that you're going to be able to actually just see your credit score, not specifically your mortgage, but that you know what you actually have day to day to be able to use for other extensions of credit. The second part is going to be your consultation. So this is going to be meeting with your realtor of choice. You're going to be getting all of your answers, all of your questions answered. You're going to be looking at what it's going to look like for you, what you have access to be able to utilize, what you may need to save up maybe, or maybe what you may need to ask from a family member if they wanted to assist you and or the seller. So we can look at all of those options as well, and assistance that is built within the actual loan as well. So down payment assistance programs and grants. There's a lot of options there. If you are qualifying according to your credit, your debt to income, assets, all that kind of plays a part. But definitely credit is going to be qualifying. So those typically start at a 620 or higher. So you need that to be able to qualify for down payment assistance. That's going to just be able to say that they can help you with down payment assistance. And that's one less closing cost that you have to worry about asking for or coming up with. So during the consultation time, this is also the time for us to get to know each other, kind of learn a little bit more about each other, see if we're a great fit. And I always say, hopefully we are, and then we will talk about moving forward. But this really is your time just to kind of lay it all out there, to start painting a picture of what it would look like and what is your next step. So if we decide to meet first, then I always give you next steps of where you are qualifying wise, whether you want to do a credit analysis with us or you want to get with a lender. That's our next step, because we can't move over into the fun part, number 4, until we actually have 1 through 3 in place. And again, you'll see it in the caption, and I can send this over to you as well. So if we have any questions, let's see. Don't see any yet. So, okay. Well, that was just a quick overview. Again, not a very long time. Just wanted to come on and give you some information. The best thing is to just get on a call. It's so much easier to talk about personalized stuff over a call or to meet in person. So we can do that either way. I do in person. I do Zoom. Zoom is one of my favorite ways just because it's more of on the phone, in person kind of mix, but you're still able to see each other, and it works well with schedules with people just that don't have time to come in. And then also I like to be able to sit down with you as well and meet somewhere. So let's see how we can help you this year and moving forward throughout the year, or you're preparing for next year as well. Because if you're 6 to 12 months out, this is the perfect time for you to start getting your things prepared and in order, not waiting until the last 3 months or so before you want to be into a property or a home. So I will leave you with this. We're always saying home is where the heart is, but home is where your money is too. So you're investing into your home. You're invested into yourself, into your family, and ultimately into generational wealth. You want to be able to leave something for generations to come that can be passed down to your kids and their kids and their kids. So think about that as well. If you are already paying rent or you're leasing, then more than likely you can probably buy if you just get your things in order if needed. And some things don't need to be in order. You just are perfectly ready to start. So you never know until you sit down and you start to discover and explore what your options are. So again, we hope we can help you with that. And if you have any questions, let us know. Okay, have a great day.